laugh for that one.
Yeah, that's not a fun matchup. Let me tell you that.
It's never fun at all. We're going to be talking about that later on if that actually happens inside this drafting. But anyway, once again, third game in a row, Team TODAK will be taking the blue side once again. First ban, first pick. And Team BOSKURR is going to be following up with that.
Yeah, and I don't think anything much is going to change. I think the biggest one that they have to really consider is like whether or not to get rid of Roger.
I was just thinking it too, right? I'm like, first ban's going to be Roger, right? It can't be like
It can't be any. It can't be Chang'e, right?
Dude, the best part, team manager and coach instantly brought out the book. The book is up.
No.
Like, guys, seriously, if you're watching like player cams and you see someone like bring out a stack of papers or like a book, right? You know things are about to get real. It's getting serious.
It is going to get serious. And Team BOSKURR, I mean, they're still sticking to their guns. I'm expecting them to ban out the Ling as well and not the Hayabusa this time around. Unless they want to change up and be like, we're going to leave Ling up this time.
Okay, no, definitely not. They're going to still get rid of the Ling. Not the final ban. Our days, gonna let this Yutong go.
I would suggest that they leave it up. But then again, Kufra is quite a menace regardless here. I personally feel that if they get rid of maybe Khalid,
No,
just
Khalid.
get rid of the Yuzong, either lock in the Khalid or
like,
the Kufra first pick.
Okay, so the thing is this, Khalid is a nuisance. Early game in lane phase, sure, understandable. But if you want to compare in terms of what it can bring in a team fight in a certain game, Yutong with the Black Dragon transformation just definitely has it way better. And by far, he has one of the best knockups in the game.
That is true. That is true. TODAK now have a bunch of options. They could easily go for their hyper carry straight up the bat, but the Khalid is going to be locked in instantaneously without a question in my mind. Now, Team BOSKURR need to make a choice here because again, Kufra is on the table. This is the first time it's actually made it through the pick ban phase. So whether or not it's going to get picked, completely different story.
Man, we make it sound as if like it's such a threat, man. Oh my God, he's such a great. But he is that kind of hero. His entire case is a great controller, great initiator. The only downside about the Kura, which I can only think of, is that his disengagement isn't as great compared to most of the other heroes.
He's a very committed hero. The moment you select the Kufra, if you go in with Tyrant's Revenge, you need to make sure it counts.
So that's right, ladies. If you are looking for a very dedicated husband or boyfriend, look up Kufra. The Desert Tyrant. Just want to add, he has a title too. He's very committed, guy. Once he goes in, he ain't backing out, man. He goes all the way. By the way, coming to the second round of the picks here. So now noticing, Kufra, they have a great front line, great initiative and control. With the Forza as well, do you think this Khalid is going to be having a very difficult time? Because I can picture this, once he comes in with the Raging Sandstorm, he's going to die. No matter how I see it.
Possibly.
Oh,
but it looks like that they're going to go for the Yushin as well as the Selena this time around. And although it seems like a good idea to have, but remember that Dash just can't go through that bouncing ball. With the only exception, I'm assuming that the only exception is going to be that Raging Sandstorm because that avoids pretty much everything at that point in time. So knowing that, Selena's not exactly going to have the best time to get in, but at the very least, she can threaten Farsa's position with the Abyssal Arrows.
My only biggest concern here right now is that once they literally showed a majority of the trump cards here, right, and also let a few picks go through, and you even compare with Team BOSKURR's current setup between these three heroes picks here, very scary. Team BOSKURR is exceptionally scary, and they haven't really showcase their true trump card, which is their hyper carry. Is it going to be an assassin? Is it going to be a marksman? Or is it just going to be straight up another damage mage dealer here?
Potentially, but considering where the meta is kind of shaping itself at this point of time, people are pretty convinced that fighters are going to be relevant. And yes, they are. Those independent fighters are going to be quite relevant. But at the end of the day, it's also about scaling and how much gold you can put into one person. I would consider if Team BOSKURR were to ban out Boxia here, that would be pretty good. They started off with the Hilda, absolutely fine, and now TODAK has to respond.
I was just thinking about that as well. Like, they're either gonna ban the Hilda or the Boxer in this game because that Boxer is gonna be not to say a huge threat for the Damos, but it should really tones things down. Getting rid of the Claude, really smart too as well because he is one of those heroes in this game. Not only is he able to be very aggressive, but he can make most fights very passive because his disengagement is by far the best in this entire game with the Battle Mirror image. And don't forget, it's on a very short cooldown.
Extremely.
And this patch pretty much brought him back. Didn't really supercharge the Claude.
Yeah, it didn't supercharge him, but I mean, it's like, okay, he's
doubling that movement speed and attack speed when he gains, it's still quite not to say a major buff, but it's still a buff.
It's still very, very relevant. And this time they're just letting the Boxer through. It's like, okay, don't have to worry about that. It's not like we have any hard counter picks that you didn't want to deal with. They're going to go with the export here. So TODAK now thinking about it, it's like, we still don't have our tank. What is E1 going to play? That's what I'm most interested in. Is he gonna revert back to the classic Grok or something like that? Or are they going to give him something else?
I would really love to see Grok, because Grok is my favorite hero, but in this current meta, there's so many heroes can actually like escape from that wall, because the scary thing about Grok previously was just zone denial, right? It just pretty much just prevents you from running away or causing hero spells to, like Flicker to be committed. But when so many skills are able to just bypass walls, it's just you see less of Grok. And his ultimate, the CC, basically that stun, is literally conditional. It's very rare to it's very hard to connect it as well. Let's just put down
as well. That is interesting.
I'm looking at the options, right? The only thing they can go for here is Akai. I believe Akai will be by far the most safest thing if you really want to go for, because not only...
I mean, if they really wanted to go for attack, I would agree with you. But I was thinking more of on the likes of, Balmont to be an easy pickup for TODAK in that situation here. But if they're not going to have Balmont here, Jawhead, it could fit. No. It's easier to fit the build. However, it definitely forces the team to be like, okay, we have to be very, very, very aggressive early on.
No, Jawhead is... I can't believe I didn't think of it. I'm such a dork, man. My God. Jawhead, best. Mainly because noticing and realizing that this Farsa or Scoopbox is going to be playing him later on, constantly locks, pretty much just sets himself up for him, right? The minute he commits Feather Ash, right, he's not going to move around. He's going to be standing still. And the thing is, Jawhead with Unstoppable Force, he's able to catch up to him even if she were to disengage.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about the Harith after you have shown the Jawhead. That's the thing. You're playing into a matchup which is going to suck. So here's the thing. Either Farsa or Harith is really going to bite the end of the bullet. One of them has to. And that's the thing. At least the security is, if I'm taking the brunt of the damage, you got to be doing the damage.
Don't forget, we have the Yi Sun Shin.
That's true.
That ultimate control.
Yeah.
Like, if you thought like the eject and Unstoppable Force was like one thing to worry about, you have the control too from the Yi Sun Shin ultimate. Vision, like, when it comes down to vision play and just global presence, nothing beats Yi Sun Shin. Nothing.
And I think it synchronizes with what the team does.
Yes.
Yi Sun Shin pops that ultimate. Selena figures out exactly where Farsa is set up. Jawhead just has to bide his time, either to wait for a Xamond Force to be popped up almost instantaneously, then go for the Unstoppable Force. Ejector combo. They have tools. They are a toolbox right now of a composition in comparison to the more linear composition coming in from BOSKURR. So this is going to be an exciting game here. It's a game of rock, paper, scissors. Let's see who comes up on top.
Hopefully, like you said, it's a rock, paper, scissors. I just hope it doesn't end up like the man throwing an egg across a rock and hopefully it breaks, right? That kind of situation. But either way, right? Last game, most intensified. We're seeing both composition, right? Will Team BOSKURR take the initiative here? Will they be the one being aggressive?
I feel like BOSKURR won't take the initiative until they hit 4. The first thing, my guess is what they're going to do with this particular is that they're going to look to play 1-3-1. They're going to have Farsa Harith, and who is that last one in their composition? It's not coming to me.
No, it's that. Wait, hold on. Let me think about it. It's not the Khalid. They have the Farsa. They have the Kufra. They had the Harith.
I was thinking like Farsa. I was thinking Farsa. Oh yeah. Farsa Kufra, and Harith is probably going to go into the mid lane almost immediately. Clear that wave because they should have superior wave clear here. My guess, I really want them to actually go for an early on invade, or at least try and force a fight at level 1 in the mid lane at level 1, only because they've got a significant advantage unless they show otherwise. Because Boxy and Jawhead could easily switch places here.
Correct.
And those smart missiles really hurt at level 1, and it's hard to trade with the shield on top of that. So it kind of depends on that situation, who shows the information first.
And the thing is, just like whether they want to do the jungle invasion or not is totally up to them. But they really need to prioritize in that rotation. That gang, they need to really hit this Jawhead as many times as possible. Because let's be honest, if Jawhead were to go 1v1 with a Balmont, right? And let's be honest, as we know as well from experience, if Jawhead wins that 1v1 clash, then there's no point coming back into the lane because he's just gonna be unstoppable in that field.
Yeah, and it looks like TODAK decided to give up the first wave. They're not really gonna contest it. Let them push into it, take the buff, and then immediately go. BOSKURR on the other side, same thing. They quickly pushed it out, immediately went for the buff. So very standard play coming in from both teams. However, Khalid definitely biding his time. He's trying to get information for his team.
It's been a while since we saw like this kind of starting as well, so it's pretty cool to see such Team BOSKURR just like walking us through memory lane for us as well. Still, but it's terribly fun. So okay, this is what I'm expecting, right?
All right.
They clear blue. They instantly went for red. They're gonna be taking one more jungle camp before hitting that top lane, or they can just go straight for crab. Either way works for them here. But do you think they're going to go straight for top, or they're just going to go back to the mid?
I think they're going to go for crab first. I think they're definitely going to go for the Lethal Wanderer. I think that is something that you just cannot give up. It just gives you so many benefits, and it keeps your supports healthy for that poking game. And especially for the side of BOSKURR, where you're on Farsa, like you want to be able to poke people as much as you can. And with such a high consumption of mana, it only just makes sense. And we got to apologize for the amount of in-game pauses here. We're not entirely sure what exactly is going on with either one of these teams, but clearly you got to get yourself hooked up.
Yeah, definitely for sure. But while we're waiting, though,
you want to hook up?
have you guys hooked up
With Yudu, because Yudu is an official digital telco sponsor of the entirety of MPL. With a lot of their deals here, they've got some decent coverage. Like, you're going to be in the toilet. Have you had that situation where you're in the toilet and you're like, I'm not getting any data in here? Not the case with Yudu here, because they've got the widest 4G coverage here in Malaysia. So maybe something to consider when you're going in for your telco.
Yes, and of course they have other amazing deals as well. You can get 20 GB for 20 ringgit. That's so much value, so much promotion. So what are you guys waiting for? It's always great to have more data. So what you guys can do is sign up at Yudu.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hook up with Yudu right after this, man.
By the way, beautiful ejector. I know she's gonna be committing that flicker, but not gonna be needed. First blood is gonna be drawn. No way for you to escape that. And let's be honest, it's a very dirty combo. Especially, like, it's a very dirty combo where, can you imagine, like, if he does a pop that unstoppable ejector combo, he would just instantly, if he's in range, he can just toss you wherever he wants, right? He decides where you're going to go. It's like, you want to go by the base? No, you can't go unless I say so, and just toss you all the way back. And if you think about it too, like other heroes, I mean, sure, currently that's the most dirtiest combo, the original dirty combo.
The original dirty combo.
Yeah, the original. Like, some people call it a strategy. Yes, it is a strategy and a strat, but the original dirty combo will always be the Kaja Divine Judgment and Flicker combo. That is just
nothing beats that. Nothing beats that. And once again, we're 3 for 3 with the pauses. I don't know. Put your predictions and how many pauses we're going to be getting into the comment section down below, or wherever you're watching this stream on, just so that we have a general idea of what the majority is going to say about this. Because my guess, I would like to keep it at 3, but let's say I knew that there was going to be a pause. Let's just say.
Are you saying it's all scripted, Gideon? The pauses was intentional. He's throwing the script, guys. Take him in, call him in, call him out.
I'm busted, guys. But no, I would hope that none of these teams are having any issues, because they are playing from their own setups at home, at their gaming house, wherever that they may be. So do expect these pauses to actually happen once in a while.
Yes.
Surprisingly, this one is a little bit more often than I would have expected. Like, I was expecting a good 10 minutes before I get to the next one.
But it's like a couple of long intervals in between, right?
Yeah, right. But it's just bam, bam, bam. Each one firing up.
Man, it just looks exactly like how Lafayette the Godfather was throwing those cards on the table during the interview, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
One by one,
Every single time.
But anyway, guys, while you're here, thank you all so much for joining us on the first day of the MPL. It's always a pleasure to have you guys on board. And of course, don't forget that drink that water. It's important for all of us to stay hydrated during this time of the pandemic, because we have a responsibility to stay healthy. And of course, you guys are always, including Gideon, you guys are 10 out of 10 in my heart.
I have to ask, are you ever going to get a new sign? Because this sign is deteriorating.
Yeah,
this sign has seen some stuff.
It's deteriorating. A lot of people, even went through some warfare. It broke in half before, man. It's absolutely funny. Another story for another day. But anyway, coming back into the game. So let's just do a quick roundabout, right? So
okay, fair enough.
Just quick roundabout. So we saw the entire competition. What are we supposed to be expecting from this early game hit? Is it going to be a very passive early first 4 minutes? Are we going to be seeing a couple of gangs before that pre-4 or not?
Well, personally, I feel that there's some things that are a little counterintuitive, where it's like, oh, you have Selena, okay, she wants to hit level 2, boom, she becomes relevant. Farsa wants to hit level 4, though. And it's a very short interval between, you know, getting to level 2 and getting to level 4. And in that period of time, what are they going to do to kind of compensate for it, you know? They have to be looking for these picks super early on, but the way TODAK is playing with laners who can set up for their opponents at level 4 and pre-level 4, I'm expecting TODAK to continue to go down to the bot side. Yep, they're doing it right now. They're going to dive that Balmont.
Oh yeah, they're continuing to get as much kill as possible, and he will be slain once again. That's going to be the second death in that lane. But most importantly, also one of the options that I pointed out as well, they didn't go for the trap, they went straight to the middle lane, get a little bit of ESP, then coming back to get that trap. But be careful, E1 got the charge, but level 4 has already been picked up on Content, throwing down that bombardment. Vega's gonna be careful as Yi Shun-Shin, the Grand Admiral himself of the Navy Empire, will be able to secure that 1 kill for himself.
Yeah, they're doing a really, I mean, TODAK is doing a really good job at controlling, like having a much faster pace of game. Now notice that Balmont, as he's walking into lane, he gets punished. All right, fine, that was expected. But his very first death could have been telegraphed with the rest of his team, because you saw Team BOSKURR move up in towards top side. They had the information that they weren't there, but now X-Ray in trouble, turning it around with the help of E1, quickly following up. Nicely done.
I just witnessed firsthand like how a person would be hit by a tsunami. That's exactly how you would actually feel it, man. I'm not even kidding. That guy felt it straight from home, man. That hurt. That must have hurt. But anyway, Parasite gotta be careful as the majority of the members is gonna be rotating and going for another gang rotation. Parasite, no, although he doesn't have flicker, it's still gonna be a couple more seconds before it comes online. But thankfully, his team is ready to reinforce him. Zamaforce gonna be dropped down himself. Chrono Dash back and forth. E1 will fall. Moon is nearby, but there's nothing he can do about it to save him.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna say it now. I think TODAK is lagging.
Yep.
I have to admit, TODAK, that was a free kill. For Mezzi, didn't get it. He still had the unstoppable force.
Yep.
He should have used. He probably could have waited. He waited. I was thinking like maybe he's waiting for it until like when he absolutely needs to. Doesn't do it. Still doesn't do it. And then turns around. And then you have to wonder why give up a free kill. Thank God that pause came in, because I was ready to go off.
I know, but maybe he just wants you to go off. You know, maybe he's just in his team. It sounds like, what if I do this? What would Gideon say? How would he feel, you know? That kind of thing.
There's no way. I know for a fact he ain't following my page.
I mean, like, can you imagine if he just like PMs you, right? It's
like, if he does, then I'll be like, all right, fair enough, you got me, but like, come on, man.
No, he PMs you and it's like, ha! Got it!
Ooh, I would be really, honestly, I'd be really salty, but I'll also be like, all right, can you please get the game going, man? Listen, come on, man. You don't have to do it for me, bro. But yeah,
it's just for fun and games. But anyway, yeah, so all these jokes aside, so possibly could be lagging. Definitely not having the time aside, especially this is the last game.
I'm like 90% sure. 90% sure, because nobody in the right mind would give up a free kill like that.
Not a 99.99%?
I don't think it's a 99.9%, because I'm giving a little bit of a benefit now, okay? A little bit of a benefit.
On the fact that he actually might be just messing with you?
No, mainly because everybody else on his team seemed to be working fine. So I don't know, it could be a phone issue, he could be lagging, it could be 101 things, but for sure, something is affecting for Mezzi here. And we've seen him in Game 1 perform well, so to see him not use his ultimate on something so free doesn't make any sense.
True, very true. Anyway, Scar gonna be coming down for Mez, 2 levels ahead, finds Baker, they actually managed to catch him as well, but he was able to chrono dash away. Bam. There goes the unstoppable fall, there goes the ejector, but not gonna be fully committed because he has no idea where's the remaining teams on the map here. Waiting time, beautiful arrow, but sadly not gonna be fully installed, but Yisushi's all the way coming down. There's the Zama fall, there's the chrono dash, that's gonna be a beautiful pickup for the team here. 2 members gonna be fall, and now going on the hunt. They want to look for a couple of more. E1 still spearheading this engagement, but X-Ray gonna be careful. He's currently walking right to the face of Parasite and into the rage of the Farsa as he just bombards him and punishes him for being way overconfident and literally underestimating the amount of damage that can be pulled off from Team BOSKURR's members.
I'm not entirely sure why X-Ray thought that was a good idea. I mean, yes, he does have the vengeance, sure, but that doesn't mean that he is safe from 3 people. 2 people, yes. 3 people, no. That's the cap.
Don't forget the bombardment, man. He took all 3 shots of that, man.
He ate it. He got his health back and then lost it straight away.
By the way, Bloodlust actually going to be picked up from the side of X-Ray, so he's going to be dealing a little bit more damage. But as you know, Vegas is currently in the bush. Jumps to the mix, there goes the Zamava, curl that back and forth. Pops a Raging Sandstorm. Look at the amount of damage. E1 is here to reinforce. Will be able to slay him as well. But Chico currently has to be careful, currently got beat out of position. But Scott is way more deeper into enemy territory. And they're going to be looking for more. Screwbox really want to try to fight back. But I don't think he has the disengagement he needs. No chance probably try to fight back with the Feather Ashlight, but will not be able to connect it as members will be falling down like flies. And 4-man flicker, but will not be able to connect it though.
That was the flex flicker. That was the one where it's like, I could have killed you, you know, by the way. By the way, just letting you know. And then just walks away, drops an emote just to make sure he got the message.
Oh my lord. This is looking really great. They even managed to secure a majority of the objectives. Towers, kills, Little Wanderer, even the Turtle as well. No one can really touch Chico at this point.
Yeah, I think Chico is in a very comfortable position here.
Oh,
but now,
no.
once again, Barisai walking a little too far, forcing to use that flicker there. That's going to be a win for TODAK as they're going to set up for another gank to dive him. They just need to make that rotation happen. And right now, TODAK, their rotations are looking super, super good.
Yep, especially well. X-Ray having the time of his life as well, constantly roaming back and forth. Scott, oh my lord, bad tip, but then he was able to reinitiate, followed by the Tyrant's Rage, was able to lock down, and with the Zaman Force, picking 2 Mammoth, punishing them for overextending. What a way and what a pickup coming from the side here of Team BOSKURR.
Really nicely done. And that, honestly, that was a little unlucky, I have to admit. I mean, Kufra, he was in the middle of things, but he survived with just a little bit of health, enough to get the wombo combo off.
I mean, maybe in this case, in this game, we can proudly give him the title as the Master Baiter. You know, you never know. He baited with his live, dragged all the way down low, and even re-engaged him with the Tyrant's Rage.
I mean, a large part of it, I feel like it's a little bit of luck that he survived with just like a very sliver bit of his HP, and he did eventually, and he did a very good job to make sure that combo was clean. However, it doesn't mean that TODAK is, you know, that Team BOSKURR is out of the dangers of the deep end just yet. As TODAK once again looking to get aggressive, looking to get in the faces of Team BOSKURR.
Yep, Calamity Reaper is going to be picked up by Fakers as well. And like you said as well, luck is also a way to play inside this game. But oh no, Scopa uses his only disengagement to try to zone them back. Instantly gets punished by E1, but coming down through his top lane, and the leader counter is going to be hammering 4-mans down to the ground, and he will be able to take that tower for himself. But E1, the remaining members is here to try to re-engage Yishu Shin, getting that mega kill, trying to look for even more members. Chico at this point literally spearheading, even coming to the flick as well as he wants to try to get this kill on Fakers. This is going to be big, this is going to be huge if they manage to get this kill on him as well.
So
E1 dancing back and forth, even though dropping out the Zaman Force, but it's still not enough because there's just too much members, too many damage happening to this mix.
Chico is so strong here. He's level 12, and everybody just can't do much. Barisai trying to pick up Chico here. Forward, but he doesn't make enough distance. He already used the ult, and now Moon is trying to finish up the job as Kaiser is looking to chase him down. E1 telling him, nah, fam, you ain't getting close to my brothers.
Oh man, speaking of brothers here, the remaining of the brothers here are getting ready to set themselves up for the next brotherhood as they will pick down this turtle. Right before that, they're going to try to set this up and get rid of Kaiser before they do, and he will finally, once again, be slain for the 3rd time inside this entire game.
Yeah, I mean, you can see, we saw this in the very first game, in game 1, that slight moment of desperation to get something.
Yes.
We're seeing it all over again. Team BOSKURR, they gotta get themselves together and really start thinking about the moves that they are making, because right now, Chiku is not going to give you that opportunity.
At all, and the best part about this early game was already performed so smoothly coming from the side of Team TODAK, just constantly harassing that bottom lane, ensuring that 4-mans gets that space, get those levels, get those cash that he really needs to really scale throughout this game. But E1 jumps right into the mix here, finds Scorpius, trying to zone him out as much as possible. There goes the energy aim to try to force it back. He even falls the ultimate, just so good mental per side, gets a little bit hurt from that small skirmish, and no choice but to back off.
And once they back off here, they really have to be careful because now they don't have a lot. Balmon is going to get dove on the turret. Again. He should know. He should know better. Give up the turret. Your team is getting pushed back into their tier 2s, and they're not even there to even hold the tier 2s. Most of them are either transitioning to another turret or peeling back into their inhibitors.
Oh my lord. Yeah, like just constantly just get, like you said, getting pushed back, losing parts of their jungle. The control is totally in Team TODAK's favor. They currently have an 8,000 gold lead, including more than 3 towers and a total whopping of 11 kills.
Yep. I'm not sure whether that feather from Fakes is going to be enough, but he's got the Calamity Reaper to pair with it, which is somewhat good. However, the Blade of Despair building up. He's already got a full jungle item, probably fully stacked as well. Endless battle. Yeah.
Oh no, this is not fun for Kaiser at all. Just jump into the mix. He even popped his ultimate, but it didn't really matter because he just gets popped by not only for silence, but he's still going to be looking for a couple more kills. And now even Selena Moon is unstoppable. And even clearing out a tower.
Yeah, like Jawhead is just so oppressive when you have a lead. Now look at him.
Oh,
he just put
yes.
this forward. He doesn't care as long as he gets the job done. They can. They're gonna pull up. Yeah, there's nothing much you can really say.
Yeah, there's nothing at all. It's just so simple. If you have a Jawhead teammate that's like not even just doesn't really have need to be fully staggered item. You could just have endless battles or Blade of passes. He can pop up anyone. And in this game, I'm pretty sure he has already like 2 or 3 items and literally can just initiate any time of the day.
And now TODAK, they have a 12k goal lead, the biggest goal lead we've seen in the league so far. They can easily muscle their way through into this game. However, they have to wait for a wave. So their best bet, look to get one more inhibitor or at the very least win a very clean team fight while getting a side lane pushing.
Currently, Team TODAK is just trying to choke Team BOSKURR out of their misery. Exerting total dominance, total control in all the jungles, in all the lanes, telling them, you want to come out, you better be prepared yourself, like with your life. That's a huge price you will have to pay if you want to get it. And Chico, oh my lord, I just love it. His itemization, not too greedy, not too picky, picks up the Queen's Wings. Despite having such great frontline and great initiative coming for the rest of the team, he wants to ensure that at least in should that be a next class where he gets caught, he has sustainability.
Yeah, it's true. He could have the sustainability, but look at the amount of like you're seeing people getting chipped out just for information in case anybody was in their back line. But at this point, the moment an inhibitor falls down, a fight will ensue. X-Ray tries to push the back line off. Lord is going to be pushing through. Now he's all by himself, but E1 trying to get into the middle of the fight. The back line, they split the team in two, and this might be Team BOSKURR's opportunity to take the game back into their hands. Marisai was able to sacrifice his life, but they traded 1 for 1. An inhibitor for nothing else. Team BOSKURR might be able to defend this.
Yep, the bottom inhibitor is pretty much the last inhibitor, the last enter inhibitor to go. Fakers even bring up all whatever he can, trying to clear as many waves as much as possible. Scott has his immortality, so he can be a little bit more aggressive to the play here. But so many times we've been seeing Scott, right? He doesn't really want to initiate because there's so many ways for, especially E1, for Miz to get towards that backline, and including X-Ray as well. He can't initiate without the full confirmation where he can actually get a foothold on Chico. Currently he's playing away. He's not being very passive or anything. He's being very defensive where he needs to try to control as much people as possible, allowing Faker to pull out into the full damage, including that Scuba with that monster. Gotta flex the M1 emote real quick.
Yeah, man. Just gotta show them, by the way, we were there.
Yeah, man, we got this, you know?
We got this, we got this. And yeah, I mean, TODAK are in a very comfortable lead right now. At this point, they're just waiting for the right conditions to end it. And you can already see that the Team BOSKURR, they can't really walk out of their base and they can't make a proactive play because of the lead that TODAK has right now. Like, any one of them could easily 2v1 their opponents. So they got to take it one step at a time. Look for an isolated target. Look to push them back. Oh, wow.
That's cute.
Wow, they're even going to use the ejectors to push back the siege turrets just to stack the wave.
I mean, it could be a strategy, you know? Like, maybe it's like, okay, maybe this...
Oh, no, that is the strategy, to stack the wave.
Yeah, man.
Look at that. Double siege. Double siege turrets pushing in already. Just to buy some time, just so that it clears up.
Flexing M1 once again. Okay, we get it, Moon. We know.
We know.
We know. It's fine. You're already choking them and literally preventing them from leaving the base. And now, at this point, they're just waiting for this law, which is going to be coming out in 40 seconds to literally seal the deal here. And Chico finally picking up possibly his last item in this entire game, the Rose Gold Meteor. Because if you guys are very curious about what the Rose Gold Meteor does, basically if your HP drops a little bit below that 30%, you're going to get that nice shield for yourself.
Yeah, and the shield can be very useful, especially when you're stuck in CC, or more importantly, if you are somebody who can utilize the attack damage. But notice what they are doing with the waves. They're not trying to push the waves at all. They're trying to stack the waves, and if the wave so happens to push in their favor, not in their favor, but push into them, that is going to benefit them so deeply, because that means it's EXP and gold that Team BOSKURR is missing out. Like, look at the bottom side. They have already missed 3 to 4 waves worth of gold and EXP.
Okay, anyway, finally the Lord, the Big Daddy himself of the Land of the Dawn is finally spawned, and they're going to be taking this without any contention. But looks like Team BOSKURR, they really want to try to contest. Scott committing even the bouncy ball just to try to get as much information. But without bouncing ball, without the Tyrant's Revenge, no way for him to escape or even disengage. Parasite tries to jump in, but getting a little bit down low. E1 trying to look for more kills, but look at Chico hitting and hitting so hard. 2 members of full, 3, 4. Four kinds of last man standing. There's the 5-man wipeout. They are all dead as they go straight for the crystal. They're pushing in. They're hitting it hard. Minion wave is here. Team TODAK takes the last game of today.
Woo! What a game that was. Beautiful finish towards the end there as they look to kind of not only find an opportunity, but force their opponents in a situation where they cannot win. It guarantees their victory. And TODAK played that absolutely phenomenally. They took their time, they didn't have to muscle through, and I really thought that Chico was going to die there, but he clutched it out at the end as the rest of the team members split them off. I have to admit that BOSKURR